Hey everyone and welcome. I'm so excited to be back making videos again. I took a couple weeks off and it feels like a lifetime when you take a break on YouTube. It's crazy. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. I'm sad that Christmas is over, but I'm excited to be doing some different DIYs. So if you guys saw some of my last videos, I got a Cricut for Christmas and I was making stuff like crazy. I'm obsessed with this thing and I'm trying to find ways to make stuff like with Dollar Tree items. So this video is going to be the first of 3 that I'm doing a bunch of different Dollar Tree DIYs for Valentine's Day. So this one is so cool. I wanted to kind of make a dedicated video just for this one. The other videos will have like 4 or 5 each. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. It's sitting right back there behind me if you can see it. If you guys are new, don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up. I'm super happy with how this one turned out. So if you guys want to see how I made a little DIY shadow box from the Dollar Tree, then go ahead and keep watching. All right, for this project, you're going to need 2 little 5x7 picture frames from Dollar Tree. You could use a different size if you wanted to, if you wanted them a little bit smaller or if you wanted it bigger. And you're just going to remove everything out of the little frames. This one had like a little frame type thing inside the frame. So you're going to want to go ahead and remove that. And then I'm taking the glass out of one of them and I'm going to go ahead and glue it in there. And thinking back, I really wish I would have painted it before I did this. I'm not sure what I was thinking. And then on one of them, you're going to take out those little things that hold the picture in place. You're going to go ahead and take those out. And then I'm just using my chalk paint and I'm going to paint them both white. And I used probably about 3 coats just to get it to be the color that I wanted. And then now we are going to go into my Cricut Design Studio and I went ahead and searched for paper flowers. So I've never made these before, but I did see a couple YouTube videos and they had this little shadow box on there and I was like, this is perfect. So I went into customize and I do pay for the Cricut, whatever it is, like 10 bucks a month or whatever. So I get all of this stuff for free. I'm going to go ahead and remove this part because I'm not using that. And then these are the little, like the actual flowers. So what I did was I went to make it just to see how big they were and what all was going to fit on the mat. And they were a little too big. So I went in and I resized them down to, I want to say 5 by 5. I want to say these were like 6 by 6. So I wanted to make them a little smaller so I could at least fit 2 of them on a mat. You could even make them smaller and fit more onto a mat. But with the cardstock I'm using, it was only going to fit 2. So I've got 3 different colors I'm going to be using, just 2 like really light pinks and then a darker pink. So I'm just going to go ahead and resize all of these little flower parts so that they're 5 inches so that they'll all be the same. And then we will go ahead and start cutting them. All right, now this is the first little set of flowers and you're just going to go ahead and peel the paper off. And I'm not sure if I said, but this is just regular cardstock that I've had kind of in my little stockpile for a while. And it's probably about medium, I would say. And I'm sure it was from Hobby Lobby or Michael's or somewhere like that. So you're just going to go ahead and remove all of the pieces that you don't need. And then we can start rolling these flowers. So I'm taking my little Cricut Cricut tweezers, and I'm just kind of clamping the end and then I'm wrapping the paper around it. So once I get it wrapped around a couple times, I'm actually going to remove the tweezers and just start twisting it around itself. And this is probably the most time consuming part, but you're just going to go ahead and wrap these flowers and I'm going to repeat the process for, I end up doing 12 of them. So it actually didn't take as long as I was expecting it to. And then once you get it all wrapped up, there is kind of like a little bottom to these flowers. So I'm just taking some hot glue and I'm just kind of gluing it. And then I'm going to glue that little bottom piece right down to the bottom. And once it dries, it will stay in place and won't move anywhere. And then you're just going to go ahead and repeat this process for all the flowers. Now I'm taking the back of that frame and I'm going to take a black piece of cardstock. I was trying to figure out if I should do a black background or white, and I decided to go with black, and I'm just measuring it out so that it will fit, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this out and then glue it onto the back of the frame part. And then once your frames are dry, you can glue them together. So the one with the glass is going to be the front, and then the one that still has those little tabs on it is going to be the back. So you're going to glue them in place, and then we can start attaching the flowers to the paper. So at first I just laid them out because I only had 4 of that bright pink color, so I wanted to kind of space them out so that it looked right. And I'm just going to do 3 rows of 4, so I'm just kind of placing them out how I want them, and then once I get them where I like them, then you glue them down. And then once they're all glued in place, you just flip it on over, and that is it. You push the little tabs down, and then it is in there. So I'm just cleaning up the glass a little bit. Now for the part on the outside, I'm using this gold Cricut paper, and I am going to make this. It's going to say "You are loved always," and I actually got this image from the Cricut Design Space under Images, and I'm going to change the color to gold. Just it really doesn't have to be changed, but I just want it to be matching. So I'm changing, I had to ungroup them so that I was able to change the colors. And then, well, I'm opening up a template just to see how big I need it to be. Because if you've seen some of my other projects, I like to do this just because it gives you a good eye of how it's going to look. So I'm making this the size of the frame, and then I'm going to go and put the little saying inside and see like where the spacing, how I want it to look. And then I went up to make it, and I had forgotten to, I think it was grouped, but I forgot to hit attach. So go ahead and attach it, and then that way it'll be all in one place on your mat. And then we're just going to cut it, and I'm just going to put it to my vinyl setting because that's what I'm using. And I always put it on the more just because I feel like sometimes it doesn't cut deep enough, so I just like to do that. And then once you're all done with the cutting, you're going to take it and start weeding it. Next, I'm taking some of my Cricut transfer tape, and if you guys have seen some of my other projects, this tape is super heavy duty. So what I like to do is I peel it off and I actually stick it to my pants about 5 times just so it's not as sticky because this stuff is pretty intense. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the transfer tape on top and smooth it out a little bit, and then you can stick it right onto the glass. I just love how this turned out. I think it is a little bit hard to read with the gold and I think the black. If I were to do it again, I think I would have done a white background, but when you get close up, you can see it, and I love it. I think the flowers were so cute, and I just love how this one turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you on my next video. Bye.